Gonna do a quick video here on this Toyota. It had the ignition coil D primary and secondary circuit. That was the original code. All I did was take the one from D, which is number 4. I'll actually show you this is the cylinder ID of this engine if you're curious. This is the front of the vehicle, 246135. And then you can verify that this cylinder D, just unplug it, and if you get a code for D here, then that's your issue. So it was intermittent for me. If it was constant, then it wouldn't be an issue. But you could regenerate the code right away. So I just swapped the coils, and then thankfully for me, it was mishappening at the time. Ignition coil B primary secondary, so I knew that I moved with the coil, then there's no issue there. So I'll go in a little more depth for some of you guys, just so you can see how the coil is designed. The transistor is inside the ignition coil, so like some vehicles, they put the transistor in the ECM, and then if there's an issue here, sometimes it causes that to go bad, where for Toyota's sake, it's in the coil. So if any problems happen here in the secondary and it caused this to go bad, you just need a new coil. You don't need anything crazy. The code has to do with the IGF1 circuit and the IGT1 circuit. It's the IGT1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, no IGF signal. So the IGF is the confirmation. So the IGT1 is the turn on signal for this transistor. Alright, anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a turn on signal. I didn't have to scope it because I did a little bit of Swaptronics and figured it out. There's a pulse here that turns on the transistor, causes a spark to happen or whatever, and the IGF1 is the confirmation. So this is what the coil tells the ECM that the spark has occurred. For most of you, especially if it's on the front brake and you're a DIYer, it's not expensive to get a new coil. I haven't had any issues with the aftermarket ones, but if you're really worried, just get an OEM one. Still not super expensive, or just replacing it. If the spark plugs look like the ones in this car, I would recommend replacing them anyways. Bad secondary can cause a bad an issue with the primary, so keep that in mind. But just wanted to fill you guys in with this. If I couldn't figure it out, I would have scoped both the IGT1 and IGF circuit and gone possibly for a test drive and see if which or what I was missing, and I would have done that at the PCM and not here at the coil. Who gives a crap what's going on at the coil, because the code is happening in the ECM. We only care what's happening here. And then from that point, I might come back here and see if there's something wrong, but in that scenario, you always want to start at the PCM, especially during an intermittent suck. If this was my own car and it was super intermittent, I would just replace the coil and the spark plug in that hole and see if it fixes my problem. And there it is. So Bob's your uncle. Hope this helps somebody. This one needs a coil, and I recommended 6 plugs, but technically it only needs a coil. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. I got the Yoder back in. I just wanted to show you the difference between a brand new and an old spark plug. As you can see here, there's one's white and chalky, and that's why I recommended plugs. But more importantly, you can see the ground electrode right here at the top, how it's missing the nib. And this one here, you can see the ground electrode has a little nib on it. It has a specific air gap, that is supposed to be there. Some of the other ones still have a little bit, but I mean, these are all going to still spark with that gap like that, but that's why I always recommend plugs with coils, unless they were just done, and then I will only recommend the one plug just to be safe, because bad secondary causes bad primaries. The excessive resistance or whatever whatever any experts will tell you, that you just want to replace your spark plugs when you're doing a coil, at least. If not, do them all, because you can see all of them are nice and white and chalky. And this motor's got 250k on it, so I bet you it's burning something, if not multiple things. So don't yell in the comments about that. I'm not making this guy replace his car because it needs a coil and some plugs, you know. Have a good day.